Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Behind the Screens. So excited to have you all here.
Absolutely. I've been bursting to chat about this all week.
Seriously. So let's jump right in. We both watched a 688, right?
Oh, yeah. And let me tell you, it blew me away.
I know, right? For those who haven't seen it, it's about the 6,888th Central Postal Directory Battalion, an all-black, all-female unit in WII.
Exactly. They were tasked with clearing a massive backlog of 17 million pieces of mail. Can you even imagine that?
That's insane. And under such harsh conditions, too.
They worked in freezing warehouses, dealt with rats, and were under constant pressure.
Plus, they had to face racism and sexism from their own side. Talk about resilience.
Seriously. It's amazing how much they endured and still got the job done.
What really struck me was their camaraderie and how they supported each other through it all.
Totally. The way they bonded was so inspiring.
Absolutely. Each character felt so real, and you could feel their personal struggles and triumphs.
And the actresses did such an incredible job bringing those historical figures to life.
Couldn't agree more. And the 1940s setting was spot on. The costumes, the sets, it all felt so authentic.
Yes, it really transported you back in time.
By the way, had you ever heard of the 6,888th before this film?
Honestly, no. And that's what's so crazy. It's such an important piece of history that's been overlooked.
Exactly. Makes you wonder how many other stories like this are out there, waiting to be told.
Right. And that's why films like this are so important.
Absolutely. They shine a light on marginalized groups who've been left out of the history books.
Speaking of recognition, did you know they finally received the Congressional Gold Medal in 2022?
Yeah, I read about that. It's about time they got some acknowledgement.
True, but isn't it a bit bittersweet?
What do you mean?
Well, it's great they're being recognized now, but so many of those women aren't around to see it.
That's a good point. It's a reminder that sometimes recognition comes too late.
Exactly, but at least their legacy is finally being honored.
Agreed. And hopefully this film will bring their story to a wider audience.
That's the hope.
Hey, what was your favorite part of the movie?
Oh man, that's tough. I loved the scenes where they came up with innovative ways to sort the mail faster.
Right? Like when they revamped the entire system to boost efficiency?
Yeah. It showed their intelligence and problem-solving skills.
Absolutely. They weren't just following orders, they were leading the way.
You know, I really appreciated how the film showed the intersectionality of their struggles. They weren't just dealing with one form of discrimination, they faced racism, sexism, the whole package.
That's so true. And the film didn't shy away from showing that complexity.
Exactly. It made their achievements even more remarkable.
You know, I kind of wish they had explored more of the characters' personal lives.
Really? You wanted more backstory?
Yeah, I think it would have added another layer to the narrative.
Maybe, but with the time constraints of a film, it's hard to fit everything in.
True. Maybe a mini-series would have done the story more justice.
Now that's an idea. I'd binge watch that in a heartbeat.
Same here.
By the way, what did you think about the pacing of the film?
I thought it moved along pretty well. It kept me engaged.
I agree, but I felt like the ending was a bit rushed.
You think so?
Yeah, I wanted to see more of the aftermath, how their work impacted the soldiers on the front lines.
Ah, I see what you mean. Showing the letters reaching the troops would have been powerful.
Exactly. It would have added an emotional punch.
Yeah, maybe they missed an opportunity there.
But overall, the film was fantastic.
Agreed. And visually, it was stunning.
Oh, definitely. The cinematography was on point.
Those warehouse scenes with the play of light and shadow were amazing.
Yes, it really emphasized the tough conditions they worked under.
Absolutely.
You know, the themes of the film are still so relevant today. I mean, issues of equality, representation, fighting systemic barriers, they're still with us.
Unfortunately, that's true.
But it's inspiring to see how far we've come and how stories like these can spark change.
Well said.
Do you think this film will encourage more stories like this to be told?
I really hope so. There's so much untapped history out there.
Exactly. And audiences are hungry for diverse stories.
Totally. Representation matters so much.
Absolutely. Different perspectives make storytelling richer.
And you know, one thing we haven't talked about is the soundtrack.
Oh, yeah. The music was perfect.
It really enhanced the emotional moments without overpowering them.
Agreed. It was just the right touch.
By the way, did you notice any areas where the film could have improved?
Well, besides the ending feeling a bit rushed, not really.
Some might argue about historical accuracy versus dramatic effect.
That's always a tough balance.
True, but I think they handled it well.
I agree. The essence of the story was there.
Definitely.
On a lighter note, I heard they had to create thousands of fake letters as props.
Seriously?
Yeah, the props team wrote out actual letters to make it authentic,
If that's dedication.
right? It shows the level of detail they put into this film.
Absolutely. It paid off.
Oh, and did you catch the dialects and language used? It felt so genuine.
Yes, that added to the immersion.
Definitely.
So, any final thoughts?
Just that A6888 is a must watch. It's entertaining, enlightening, and inspiring.
Couldn't agree more.
And I hope it encourages people to learn more about these incredible women.
Absolutely. Their story deserves to be shared.
Well said.
Well, looks like we're about out of time.
Yeah, but before we go, we want to hear from our listeners.
Have you seen 6888? Let us know your thoughts.
Absolutely. And if you haven't, we highly recommend it.
Definitely. It's a film that sticks with you.
Well, thanks for tuning in to Behind the Screens.
Until next time, keep exploring and celebrating the stories that shape us.
Take care, everyone.